In a time of global crisis, an international task force of heroes banded together to restore peace to a war-torn world. Overwatch. This is lxdmaniac and welcome to Overwatch. This is a first-person shooter that is, I think, known around the world by now by everybody. If you haven't heard about it, you probably haven't used internet for the last month or so. I mean, this game was already hyped on earlier, and a lot of people got to play it. A lot of press got to play it, and YouTube channels and game channels and whatnot. And a lot of people were praising it and loving it. And we got the open beta just recently until the day before yesterday, until the May 10th. So I played it. I played the open beta, I played Overwatch, and it is a shitload of fun. It reminded me immediately of my Quake days. I was a pretty hardcore Quake player in my old days because that was Quake 1, not even Quake 2 or 3. We played a lot of it, we played on tournaments and all kinds of shit. But it reminded me immediately of that feel. It's really smooth, it's easy to use, it's easy to get into, but still has that depth, has so many heroes with so many different abilities that allow you to be and do so many different stuff, you know, not just be a simple shooter who's running around and gunning everything down like I am in the back here on the screen. I just like the soldier. He was my simplest choice to start with, and because you don't know what you're getting into, right? It's your first time, so this was kind of my simple, and it turned out to be a really good character, hero, what you want to call it, and I like it very much. He has some decent firepower at him, and he has that heal, so you can still help out your group mates. So, and I like doing that. I always like being a healer in MMOs and stuff like that, and it's kind of what appeals to me. And you still have firepower at your disposal, so you know it's a good character. I like it. But when I came across Pharah, oh my god, my Quake fingers immediately started cheering and being happy. And for you guys that maybe remember those days, that rocket jump that got invented, you know, that came from Quake, and you had to sacrifice your health, and you had to sacrifice some of your armor to jump so high, but then you would get that beautiful view and level from above, you know, where you can then rain down hell on people under you, you know, for those few little seconds that you got from that jump. And if you did it right, you had like 2-3 seconds, you know, flight through the air that you could use and then bombard people from above. What was really awesome, of course. But Pharah now has this jetpack that lets you do that from above. Oh my god, I just love that feeling. I just love it. So, you know, I guess there's a hero for everybody. There's 21 heroes. You have a lot of choices. You can be a lot of stuff, from tanks to healers to support to, you know, a gunner or a sniper, or it's really something for everybody, and it is thought through. You can really see how much thought went into the characters and their abilities, you know. There's not a shitload of abilities. Every character has like 2, you know, abilities, 3 maybe if you count some of the basic stuff that they have. But you know, it's not a whole lot, but it's still enough to give a variety, to give different choices and possibilities. And you can always change the hero whenever you want. As soon as you die, for example, you're back at the spawning point. As soon as you're back at the spawning point, you can change the hero and choose something else, you know. And depending on how the game is going, if you're losing or winning or what's happening, you can choose another hero. And so I did in this one, you know. I felt like, man, this is actually a perfect level for Pharah, because it's open, you know, it's open, and if you're up in the sky, you have a really nice overview of the level on what's going on. But yeah, I'm going on over now the game, but yeah, that's just wanted to get across what I was feeling while playing it and what my impressions are. Now, let me show you here what kind of options you have. Now, when you start the game, of course, you can do the training, and well, it's of course recommended. You have the tutorial where you go over some basic stuff, but the practice range is actually a really good thing to get to know your heroes. You have the practice versus AI as well, so you can play with other players against AI, which is also kind of a good thing. You can get used to your hero and the powers you want to use, and the options that you have. But the practice range lets you test out all the heroes, see what they are, what they have, how they work. You can also get familiar with the controls a little bit, because a lot of heroes uh, will actually shine when you really get the hang of them, when you really know the powers, know when to use it and how to use it, and then it's gonna be the full experience. Then you're gonna feel really powerful and amazing. It's really incredible what they done with the game. But there is of course one problem. It costs 60 euros now to pre-purchase, so I honestly think that's a little bit too much for a game that it's just a simple shooter. Now, don't bite my head off because I said it's a simple shooter. It's an amazing shooter nonetheless. It has actually two game modes, assault or escort. Assault meaning, you assault a point and the other team defends it, or you defend it, the other team attacks it, or you escort something, and like we all are familiar with those modes. And they are perfect for this kind of gameplay that they've created with the heroes and with the powers and everything, because you all depend on each other. When a group knows what they're doing, there's no chance that somebody is gonna go in alone and wipe them out and be the hero of the day. That's just not gonna happen. You need that team. You need that different characters with different abilities to be able to go through the other team at all. If they done their job done their job right. Oh my god, I'm sorry. uh, and put up the team right, with the defenses, with the Gatling gun, and with the traps and bombs, and you have all kinds of things on your disposal. It's really awesome. You won't go through there unless you got another team that has characters that are good against those specific things, so it demands a lot of control from players as well, because I played now. It was an open beta though, that's true, but you see a lot of people just run off, and that's not how you play this game. It's just not. It's a total different beast, and I think the kids nowadays are used to just something else. When you see Battlefront, for example, that's just go, run in, go whatever you want, shoot whatever you want, and that's it. And this is really more thought through, because every character is unique and the abilities that it has are unique, and they're supposed to be used in specific situations, and as a team, of course, as I said. So it is really fun in that regard, but you need that team. I got so much frustrated playing with people, and then just I don't know. I'll go back to the footage, the last game where we played, and I started writing in the chat. You maybe saw that in the first part, that I stayed together. I saw already people run because we killed all the guys, run off towards them, go there. That's killing the whole team. If you die there, we lose one or two players. If we lose two players, we're fucked. When those 6 guys come against the 4 of us, we are screwed. It's over. So it is really important to stick together, and I think people that just don't get that, or it was an open beta, people were just trying it out, a lot of them not knowing what they're doing. It's just what they're used to, just run in, shoot, guns blazing, shoot whatever you see in front of you, and that's it. Now, as I said, there's 2 basic game modes. There's also a hybrid mode, but that's just these 2 modes combined together. So the first is an assault, and then after that comes the escort, the second part of the match. But it's basically those 2 game modes. There's no deathmatch, which is kind of good, because this is a team effort, and they are kind of trying to push that in the front, so you get that this is not about the kills, even when the scoring is at the end, they don't show particularly your kills and how many guys did this guy or this guy killed, but you'll have all kinds of statistics, and then support points or healing points or stuff like that, you know, which I really like. There is still this man of the match thing, which kind of ruins it a bit, honestly, because it shows like the guy who made most kills in like 10 seconds or something like that, you know, and it looks kind of like that because it always shows somebody who used his ultimate ability, you know, in the right moment and killed 3 or 4 guys, for example, you know, which is kind of bad because it doesn't mean that that guy did really well through the whole match. It just means in those 10 seconds he got really good or just really lucky, you know. So that kind of is, I don't know. It depends what you think about it. And also, I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure how it works, you know, but sometimes it just seems that way. Maybe because we all are biased to ourselves or something and think that we were the best or something. I don't know. It could be easily, I know, you know. So let me show you the loot boxes just real fast. Now, this is what you get when you level up. And my advice for you all is if you want to play against AI, for example, with other people, don't play just too much of those matches because you will still level up. Now the matchmaking, they said that it's still not working, so I don't know how it's gonna be when the game launches and when they, but they're gonna fix that as well. There's gonna be, you know, specific matchmaking. So you level up even though you play against the AI, your character will level up and that will count for your PvP matches as well. So be cautious of that because AI is kind of stupid. Even though you can choose if you want to play against easy or medium or hard AI, they are kind of stupid and you get used to that. And then when you go into the PvP matches, it's gonna be very painful because people are not that dumb. They're gonna wait and hide and ambush and whatnot. So, and this is what you get in the loot boxes. Sorry, I went off topic there. You can get some kind of voice emotes for specific heroes or just a player icon for you to change your icon on top of the screen. You see it there up in the right corner. Or you can with spray paint, you can paint on the wall, all kinds of stuff. Or you can get some skins for your heroes as well, you know, so you can change the skin of your hero and you look different. Although it's first person, you won't see it in game, but the other people that are playing with you will see those. So that's kind of cool. And you have these highlights. It's also a neat thing, like, you know, we all love to look at ourselves and how awesome we did in a game. So you have these kind of highlights that the game picks by itself, and you can go back and just look some of them and see how awesome you killed some of the people. I mean, yeah. Well, I people like that. I know. I watched it, so yeah. I mean, people, other people will watch it too for sure. So, and yeah, this is kind of Overwatch in a nutshell. As I said, I sadly won't go into this game anytime soon unless I find some really nice price or sale, you know, that they're doing, but that's not gonna be anytime soon. I think it's a game that is really good and people are loving it, and they're loving it for a reason. It's really very well done, and there is a really nice story behind it. If you didn't know, Blizzard GameSpot made a 3-part video about it. And it's really nice to hear. Blizzard was planning to put out the Titan MMO out, and it kind of flopped totally, and they were all feeling really shitty about it because they were working on it for years and then it was just canned. And then Overwatch came out of it, you know, so they really put their heart and soul into this game and wanted to make it good, you know, wanted to make something that will make the big success that they had with, you know, StarCraft and WoW and everything. So this is it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.